This episode of the Dragon Network is brought to you by Haxorus from Plasma Blast, who can kill any plasma Pokemon in one hit thanks to Strike of the Champion. Oh, and he also does 40 damage for every steel attached to him. It's actually pretty good. I want to be able to duck around this. Not to mention, it's freaking Haxorus. Greetings YouTube and welcome to the Dragon Network. Today's video is going to be basically just something I know you guys will enjoy, and that is a bit of a draft deck, and it is on a very special dragon deck that we all know and cherish. But before I get to that, I just want to say thank you guys for the positive feedback on the ban list videos. It was a real blast to do them with Mega Monkey and Rain 593, and ended up doing another one for the TCG list. Unfortunately, Rain wasn't present at locals today, so we grabbed someone else and had them share their opinions. So keep an eye out for that. I will, though, do a bit of a shout out for Rain because his channel has some stuff that I've just been checking out. Mainly, I've been enjoying watching Pokemon Showdown as of late, so yeah, I've just been like watching UU, OU, RU, and he's done a couple of UU stuff. Also, there's like an hour-long podcast between people from the Saskatchewan Yu-Gi-Oh community. I haven't actually watched all of it yet, but yeah, so there's that. Dude, though, you've got to throw a Feraligatr onto your team at some point. Like, you like sat there like, I need a water Pokemon. What's good? And you passed Feraligatr like 3 times. Come on, man. You know that when in doubt, Feraligatr will always pull through. Take it from me. I know this shit. That being said, let's get on with the actual deck itself. Today we're talking Disaster Dragon. Okay, so quick note about this is, like I said before, this is a bit of a rough draft of how I'm building this for the new format. I don't have as much testing in as some of the other players in the Dragon community, but I do have a bit of an idea of what I want to do, and frankly I want to play to the deck's strength, and that is, in a slow format like this, I want to have a nice mixture between aggression and being able to grind, and some of the cards I got in here are kind of doing that, but there are some card choices that I am not particularly liking, and some ratios I want to tweak. So I'll just give you my list and I'll point out some things along the way. So deck is for the big dragons: 1 Red Eyes, 1 Lad. Lad's kind of really strong in an undefined format, as people will be drawing a whole bunch of things, and Lad is just always just a very good solid card to drop against decks that simply may not be able to play around it. There are some decks where he's bad against, but then there's just some decks that he just flat out poops on. As the format takes shape, though, this will probably go into the side, and it'll probably stay there and then be brought up in against certain matchups. At the moment, I am running a Totem Dragon build, but if it comes to the point where Effect Failure and Maxi is kind of needed, then I'm probably going to drop Lad in the Totems. So there's that. And then, of course, you got good old Yamada Dragon. Hey, Pot of Greed, why you banned? Because I'm a free +2. What's a +2? Also, he's a fire and he's a level 7. He's got 3100 defense, which is kind of good. Then for the Dragon Rulers, you've got, well, the standard 9 that you'll be seeing in Dragon Ruler decks. No title, because this is Disaster Dragon, and title is not needed in here, and it's just simply not good. But these 9 are the best. They all have their really good effects. We should all know what Dragon Rulers do by now. They did dominate the March 2013 format after all, or at least the tail end of it. Then for the other dragons, first up, 2 Kakamiru Drago. I kind of want to take this to 3, but I'm kind of liking 2 as is. I can either get it off of my Tempest when I sort it, or when I Sark it, so I basically have more copies of Drago in the deck than present. And he's just an overall solid card. People seem to think that Drago is underwhelming right now, but I have to disagree. When it comes to level 4 Wind Dragons, this is one of the best. 1900 attack is still very good, and he just can shut down certain decks entirely. Like, people are playing Zombies, they're playing Blackwings, Lightsworn, Blue Eyes Turbo. Like, Drago has just always been a good choice to bring out against when you don't know what's going on. Not to mention, Gores is still a thing, and it might start seeing play, and he disrupts basic things like Tour Guide plays, level 5 Synchro Monsters. At least a good majority of them can't be summoned with Drago around, so yeah, I do like the card in here. And then for remaining level 4s, I've got 2 copies of Divine Dragon. I'm not too sure on this. If Lad goes, then these are probably going to go with it. I am liking being able to pull off the old Lad loop from March 2012, where They kill your lad, you summon a red mid, then you summon this, you pitch a card, you get lad back. Yeah, there's that. And you can also use this guy to get colors that you need to activate a Dragon Ruler in the hand. Like, suppose you've got this in your hand, and a Debris Dragon or a Quackenbury Drago in your graveyard. You can pitch a card to add Drago to your hand, get Storm's live now, then Storm's effect activates. You discard himself in a win to get a red mid, then you remove that Divine Dragon to add summon the red mid, then red mid's effect. You can then either summon the Tempest that you discarded, or you can summon the Drago, and look at that, you managed to reestablish a pretty good board. So that's what he does. He also lets me make rank 4s, but yeah, again, I might cut this. And the card that I might be beefing up actually is Mass Dragon. And that's because removal fodder is kind of important here, and Mass Dragon just provides you with that. So I definitely want to take this up to 3. Mass Dragon and frankly his engine itself are very good, especially if you're playing a lab build and you want to get that totem out. Exploder Dragon, also very good. I mean, Blackwing's got their 3 Kalutes, so Exploder can get over any of that. And he's also a wonderful troll against Bujin because he doesn't target, so their turtle does jack shit and you're going to kill that Yamato. They better have a prison or a mirror force down because they're going to lose it. That's it for the monsters. For the spells. First up, 3 swords. I know some people may not like the 3 swords, and I can understand why you go to 2. In fact, I might go to 2 myself, but with the big level 7s you're running and Yamada, because he's a level 7 too, you have plenty of opportunities to make this card go, and it's 3 cards out of your deck, which is kind of good, and it gets you a search. And yeah, it just helps you like set up really good fields. Like, it allows you to draw into your traps, your other spells, like the triple mystical Space Typhoon. Liking 3 at the moment, but I could see myself cutting it down to 2. It's kind of just up to preference right now. Then for the one-ofs, Dark Hole, Book of Moon, and Gold Sarcophagus. I almost caught yeah, I did catch myself saying Dark Hole, Heavy Storm, Monster Reborn. Oh, the Trinity has been broken. Now it's just the duo, the delinquent duo. Ha ha ha. Yeah, but Dark Hole and Book, 2 of the best spells in the game, and Gold Sark is basically any dragon that you need for the situation, short of Red Med, Divine Dragon Apocalypse, and Light and Darkness Dragon. So, yeah. Gold Sark, you only have the one of, gotta make use of it the best of your abilities, but it's still a strong card. Then, for the traps, I was running 2 Breakthrough Skill, but I don't know. Forbidden Chalice seems like it'd be good, especially if you're going with a Lad-centric build. If you're not running Lad, then perhaps Breakthrough Skill will be good. But on the other hand, Valor and Maxi may also be better picks. So this one's a bit iffy, but Breakthrough Skill does what Breakthrough Skill does best. It negates stuff, and it can be used from the graveyard on your turn to get over things like Armor Master. 2 copies of Burst Breath, because why play 1 Torrential Tribute when you can play 3? 2 copies of Call of the Haunted. I'm a bit... like, I didn't really like this card in testing. I'm probably going to drop it for either Different Dimension Reincarnation or when it comes out Castle of Dragon Souls. Because, I don't know, like, every time I had Call of the Haunted, I never really needed it. It was good to have, but it seems like Castle would be just overall more beneficial. Especially when people try and blind space you, then you can just chain the Castle, remove a card from your graveyard, a dragon to pump up one of your monsters, and then you get your dragon back onto the board. If it's a Dragon Ruler, then hey, you get a search out of it, so you go super plus. Then for the one-ups, Bottomless, Compulse, Return, Solemn, and Torrential Tribute. That is it for the main deck itself. Things to note, back row are again a thing, but do not let yourselves get intimidated by them. If you play smartly, then it will not be a problem. One of the cards I really do like when staring down back row is Mass Dragon. Since he's 1400, they can't bottomless it, so their only on summon responses are Torrential Tribute and a Solemn Warning. And if they Torrential a Mass Dragon, then that's more power for you, because now they can't Torrential your bigger dragons. Then when he's attacking, they either have to Mirror Force it or Prison it, because if they kill it in battle, you get another card out. So I like this guy from when you're trying to do the grind. Just forcing out back row or just getting those 1400 pot shots in. Let's get on to the extra deck and then we'll get to the rest of the video. Or rather, we'll just finish it up. So for my extra deck, I am running a Levier. This is going to be a Draco sack at some point, but And this is all I could find at the moment. Like, it's a wind, so you can remove it for when you want to make your totems live. And that's the thing. With the exception of Big Eye, every non-dragon in the extra deck is something that can be removed for one of the dragon rulers, which is something that I like for the deck. So this, you can get back your banished Mass Dragons, Delta Flyers, Divine Dragons, etc. One Leviathan Dragon, Delta Flyer plus Totem Dragon equals this. Gaga Cowboy, it's the only rank 4 I'm running. Rank 4s aren't that easy to make without the debris. And Golem, yeah, I'm not running them at this moment. To be perfectly honest, I'm not really missing them as much as I thought I would. Perhaps they're gimmicky? I don't know, I may go back to it at some point. I do like the Wood Dragon that we're getting in the new Sept, Shadow Specters, but yeah, this is the one rank 4 I'm running. I'm not running Dweller because it's a water, and therefore I can't remove it at all from my Dragon Rulers. At least this is an Earth that you can remove, and that 800 damage can be gained. Then for my 7s, 1 Gaia Dragon, 1 Master of Blades, and 1 Big Eye. I am kind of liking the idea of Master of Blades in here just to get around targeting effects like Prison, Lance, Chain, Bear. So he does that. He blows up a card and gets another pop. And of course he's an Earth. Piercing and then Snatch Steal. Then for the Synchros, 1 Orient Dragon, because sometimes you'll come across that Synchro deck that makes an annoying Synchro monster. And I'm rather liking Orient's Wind over Iron Chain's Earth. I've got a pretty decent Earth amount in my extra deck already because of the Gaga Cowboy and the Master Blades. And yeah, like I said, getting rid of an Armor Master, getting rid of a Star Eater, there will be those annoying Synchro monsters you just don't really want to like waste a spell or trap on or a monster effect on, except for this guy. Then you can just do that. 1 Exploder Dragon Wing, Black Rose, Ancient Fairy, Blader, he's a fire, so you can remove it for Blaster. Stardust, Scrap Dragon, Red Dragon Archfiend, and Star Eater. And that's kind of it for the extra deck itself. Again, if I had the chance, I would be running a Draco Sack over the Levier, but I'm satisfied with this right now. And as far as the deck goes right now, like I said, this is a very rough build. This is definitely not going to be the same in a couple weeks. Once the Blue Eye structure comes out, I will be making changes. And frankly, it's probably going to change once YCS Toronto is said and done, because then we'll kind of know how the format is going to go, and then this deck can change itself accordingly. That being said, I know you guys are going to enjoy seeing this because it's Disaster Dragon. It's our favorite dragon deck in the whole wide world. And yeah, this format is Disaster's chance to finally do some shit again, and I'm kind of excited for that. Actually, I'm very excited for that. I take that back. What's next on the Dragon Network? Well, this is one dragon deck out of the way that I'm going to be mucking around with. I guess up next now I have both Dragon Synchro, because I refuse to call it Plant Dragons at this time, and of course Dragoonity. Oh, and Chaos Dragon too. Actually, I want to see how Chaos Dragon runs under this format. Seems like it would be really good, but I am liking what Dragoonity can do in here. Yeah, you lost a couple Sarks, but if you focus on consistency while still maintaining the ability to just go ham, like when you do get that Sark or when you get the Tempest and such forth, I think Dragoonity will still be a very strong deck under the new list. So that being said, thank you guys for watching, and until next time, stay frosty.